Hi, I'm Matthew Buzzy from PC Mag, and I'm here with the Alienware x14, one of Alienware's new announcements from CES, and a new laptop size for them among their modern stable of gaming laptops. There's a 15 and 17-inch version of this using the same sort of design language, but this one is now a smaller footprint, and the X series is all about thinness, so it kind of makes sense to pair this smaller size with the thinner design. What is missing, you'll notice, is this ringed LED that is on the larger models, kind of rear backlight, a little futuristic, pretty fun. Not on this smaller model. Probably for size, power consumption reasons. Speaking of power consumption, there is a proprietary charger that does come with this laptop, but you can also use the USB-C ports for power delivery. So there's a lot of USB-C ports out there. If you forget yours at home, your main adapter, then there's still probably something around to plug this in with and charge it. So a pretty good addition for something that is meant to be carried with you and put in a bag given the size. If you want the more powerful, larger options, there are refreshed Alienware x15 and 17, but we're going to focus here on this version. So about that 14-inch size, Alienware claims this is the thinnest 14-inch gaming laptop on the market, but they did pack in an 80 watt-hour battery, which they also say is one of the biggest batteries at this size. So you're getting a combination of thin, portable, and it does feel pretty light in the hand, but a battery that actually should be able to last you on the road for a long time. Of course, we won't know exactly what the battery life will be until we get a review unit in for testing, which will happen when review units are available for these. But for now, the design and the sort of marriage of a big battery, and we did see it removed from the system, it is significant, should make this actually a machine that you can take on the road with you, do a little bit of gaming. Of course, battery life always degrades when you go off the charger. Of course, you want to know about the gaming-centric design features. The display is full HD, 144 Hz. Some might want a sharper resolution, but I think for something that's small, portable, and is going to maybe eat your battery a little more if it's higher resolution, and the components, you can't quite fit in as much of a powerful GPU. Full HD makes perfect sense. It pairs well with the 144 Hz refresh rate because you're able to run games at a lower resolution, higher frame rate. That kind of just fits. They go hand in hand. Big, powerful rigs, maybe you get 240 Hz and you get QHD display. But if you're going to pair 144, full HD, it's a good marriage. The components, of course, driving the gaming are the latest from Intel and NVIDIA. Some announced here at CES, so that'll be the latest RTX 30 series and, of course, Intel's latest silicon. Rounding out the feature set are extras like Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision that should create sort of a better soundscape experience. We got a demo with it on and off, and it definitely sounds richer, and you can kind of hear more directional audio with Dolby enabled. This is not by any means the first laptop we've seen using Dolby Atmos, but it does have a good practical end effect for the user. Clear in the demo, it's been clear in other times when we've used it through the course of laptop reviews, so in total, it's a good addition. You know, I don't think you're going to maybe make or break your laptop purchase by the presence of it, but if it's something you're considering, know that the sound does sound better with Dolby Atmos active, so good to know. Dolby Vision as well, the colors really popped. There was a little more variance, a little finer details in colors that maybe get blown out sometimes, so yeah, it was a good demo. It showed improved color and improved sound across the board. So overall with the X series, I think this size actually makes the most sense for the series. We've seen the 15 and the 17, as I said, slightly thinner, but not actually much lighter than the original M15 and M17 laptops. So for those larger laptop sizes, it didn't quite make quite as much sense to me to make it a little thinner and lose some performance. At 14 inches though, it kind of just makes more sense to me. The laptop is thinner, it's more portable. It's something that you obviously are buying in mind to take with you, where a 15-inch, 17-inch laptop, those might largely stay on your desk if those are your primary gaming machines. So a 14-inch laptop, it looks nice, it feels nice, it fits, you know, just tuck it under your arm and go. This is a full gaming rig in a much smaller package. So I kind of think the X series sort of thin design philosophy, and I mean, look at it, it is really thin, sort of sings more at the smaller you go. So I like the 15 more than the 17, and now in turn, obviously we haven't reviewed and tested it yet, but I like the idea of the 14 and the look and feel of this thing at a smaller screen size. So looking forward to putting this through its paces in the PC Mag testing lab, and tune in for a full review when it's available.